Okay, hi. I'm Melissa Bourbonnais with Upward Community, and I'm going to pick up where Laurel Lamont left off. This is actually the numbers. This is a 2022 application for a Habitat home, and we think it's great, certainly, but it's definitely not enough. In the October 24th City Council meeting, the Habitat CEO was here, and one of the things that she stated was that Habitat serves the low to moderate income or workforce, or low to moderate community, income community, or something like that. Low to moderate. If you look at the application, really it states very low to low. Very low is $30,800, one person. Low is $43,000, one person. And in order, if you make $92,950 a year, you have to be a family of 8. We're glad that Habitat is here for those families. Those families deserve housing just like everybody else deserves housing. But there's so much in between, right? There's so much in between. And that's what Upward Community is about. We're about that gap, the missing middle, some people refer to, some journalists who choose to talk about housing refer to. In that same council meeting, Habitat also stated that 64% of Temecula owns homes. That's fantastic. That's something to be proud of. We're not diminishing that. We're just saying that Temecula can do better. And maybe other cities do better, but you're not elected officials for other cities. You're elected officials for Temecula, and you're to serve Temecula's constituency. All of them, whether they make $40,000 a year or $300,000 a year, or that missing middle that doesn't own a home, can't own a home, has almost no hope to own a home, like 36%. And will everybody own a home? No. Does everybody want to own a home? Probably not. But how many renters here in Temecula where the median rent is, I think, $3,000, $2,500 a month, maybe more? How many of those renters do you think want to? Yeah, let me pay $2,000, $3,000 a month to somebody else's property. Probably not very many. Habitat also stated in that last meeting that there are some barriers to attainable home ownership, which I'll talk about the next agenda item. But speaking of zoning, in the last council meeting, as I was discussing earlier, October 24th, Habitat had mentioned some of the barriers to attainable home ownership, to housing. And some of those barriers that were mentioned is poor credit, language barriers, lack of social system. Of course, Habitat only had 3 minutes to explain, so I don't exactly know what lack of social system means. We have a social system. It's not working very well in terms of affordable housing. It definitely kind of sets the stage for economic segregation, as we all know. Language barriers, I don't know how that would contribute to the affordable housing crisis, but that was Habitat's perspective, and that's valid. And again, we are aligned in principle with Habitat and what they're seeking to do for the community. We, though, in terms of Upward Community, we see, and based on our study and our lived experience, we see that primarily the housing crisis is about NIMBYism, not in my backyard. That's an acronym for not in my backyard. NIMBYism, zoning, and if you haven't already read or listened to arbitrary lines, then please do so, because it explains it very clearly in a way that I can't in 3 minutes. Zoning is a big reason why we are in this housing crisis, and not just in Temecula, in the state of California and nationally, but we are overdue for a solution. And that solution isn't more taxes, and that solution isn't to hand out houses. But that solution can't be discussed in 42 seconds either. So it's NIMBYism and zoning, but politics, which politics is everywhere, and it affects zoning very much, and NIMBYism affects zoning. One of the things Habitat said in that same meeting that we wholeheartedly agree with, and I quote, that if you elevate more subsidized families into home ownership, we'd save taxpayers billions of dollars. Billions of dollars, where are my conservatives? Billions of dollars, where are my libertarians? We would save taxpayers billions of dollars. So why are we waiting, or what are we waiting for? Let's take action. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.